Iraq, which was seen as such a great mistake that it was the product of, some kind of Texas insanity, actually makes great sense if the imperial planners see what I think they see, what I believe exists. The invasion of Iraq in 2003 was not supposed to be limited to Iraq. It was not just to seize Iraq's oil fields, as wealthy and important as they are. That attack, and we know a great deal about it through leaked intelligence, was supposed to begin with the occupation of Iraq, and then project American power, possibly American troops, but certainly American power deep into Central Asia, into the former stands of the Soviet Union. It was part of the planned encirclement of China. Remember, the United States cannot, will not, is not in any position to resist the growth of China, as well as Brazil and other rising powers. It seeks only to interpose itself, to put itself in a position where it can coerce and bully China. It does not necessarily want to bring down the Chinese regime because a host of American companies are only nominally American companies now. They are really Chinese companies which can call upon the United States, because of their headquarters here, to run the international protection racket for them. But U.S. capitalist assets are deeply embedded in China. But the United States, in order to maintain its position and having only one card to play, must play that military card. And so the United States rolled the dice with Iraq, hoping to interpose itself, to put itself in a position to coerce and bully China by sitting astride trade routes that either exist or are in the planning to integrate China and the European as well as other markets. It rolled the dice, and the Iraqi resistance made those dice go crap. And it was a great humiliation to the United States. It was a catastrophe. And the U.S. got humble again, so humble that the powers that be realized they had to change the face of U.S. imperialism. They had to change the accent and the tone, not the goal, not the objective, because the objective remains the same, because their assessment of their actual position in the world and what they must do remains the same. But they changed the face, and that face became democratic and black with the same objectives. The new face was, of course, Barack Obama. They changed their approach to subverting the rule of law from the Bush approach, which was American unilateralism. We'll do what we want because we've got the guns to do what we want. Clearly, that didn't work in Iraq. They didn't bargain on the resistance. To a new doctrine, and that doctrine, although developed, discussed, promulgated before Barack Obama, is now the Obama doctrine, and that is humanitarian military intervention, responsibility to protect. This doctrine is much more insidious than American unilateralism. It goes to the heart of international law, and international law is centered, as we discussed, on the sovereignty of nations, on those accords and understandings that the United States itself was so instrumental in putting into effect after World War II. It made the sovereignty of nations, the centerpiece of international law. Humanitarian military intervention is a dagger at the heart of national sovereignty.